Whenever I win matches, I think to myself, did I deserve to win that? And the answer is absolutely fucking not. My mechanical skills are pathetically mediocre at best, but I do know how to win in the assembly garage and in the room. That's right, the room. Here are some dirty ass tricks you could use to maximize your chances of winning against mechanically superior players. The room. Listen, the game does not have a matchmaking system. Do I wish there was one? Yeah. Am I gonna take advantage of the shitty room system? Abso-goddamn-lutely. This is where the battle starts, son! First off, name all of your ACs loader 4. Load into a room with some shitty generic AC and quickly read what AC your opponent has. Look at the weapons and build of the damn thing. What type of weapons are you dealing with? Zimmermans? Missiles? More specifically, is it mostly kinetic, energy, or explosive weaponry? After you're done, ready up. Now the moment your opponent readies up, you quickly cancel, switch your AC, and ready up. You have to memorize this combo, got it? You have to do it fast so they don't suspect anything. Kinetic. Say your opponent has a light to medium mech with Zimmermans or kinetic weapons only, like linear rifles, Gatling guns, or needle launchers. Introducing the welder. Kinetic defense is almost as high as the frickin' thing goes without tank legs. Keep your reticle on the enemy till your needle launchers are done locking in, then get in close. Start blasting with your Zimmermans, and when they are close enough, fire both the needle launchers. You see, they do alert the enemy, but not only do they track, but they are also surprisingly difficult to dodge. When you're up close and personal, it's even more so. Then, when they're staggered, blast them with the Zimmermans and assault the enemy with a smelly kick. Rinse and repeat. Make sure to fire the Zimmermans one after another until they stagger. If you're up against a tanky AC, use the Meals on Wheels instead. Kinetic defense is solid, but mostly it has a really good attitude stability, meaning you could take more impact damage before staggering. Plus, this thing is fast, and it hits really goddamn hard. The only thing it doesn't do well against are ACs that could fly high in the air for long periods of time. But it does do stellar against tanks though. Remember that the stun needle launcher is actually a close range weapon. This thing misses in mid-range even without a quick boosting opponent. Energay. What if your opponent has lots of lasers, plasma rifles, coral jizzers, and energy swords? Meet Purity. Energy defense through the roof, son! This thing is so friggin' easy to play, I religiously crucify a brain cell to it every time I use it. Match starts. Charge up all 4 guns. Get close to enemy. This is your rotation. 1. Fire at one of your arm guns. They will dodge. Probably. 2. Fire the 2 shoulder cannons right after. 3. Fire the other arm gun. You see, most ACs, especially the heavier ones, do not have a good quick boost reload time. And those that think they do often ignore the ideal reload weight, meaning their quick boost reload time is worse than what they think it is. This means that by the time they're done dodging one of the arm lasers, they are now prime and ready to eat both shoulder cannons to the face. Ideally, they will be staggered and you will fire the second arm laser. Then run the fuck away. I mean it, like assault boost out of there like you saw a girl in real life or something. Then do it again. Now say you come across an AC that has a high quick boost reload time. No worries, Purity is super goddamn tanky, so all you gotta do is not charge up the arm lasers. Just keep shooting them one after another, and when you see an opportunity, fire the fully charged shoulder cannons. This thing struggles against ACs that are both tanky and high on defense, so don't do that. If you're up against melee, equip assault armor instead of pulse armor, and blow up when they try to melee you. This applies to the welder too. Missiles. Okay, it's technically explosive. It encompasses more than just missiles, but let's be honest, the missile kiting build has become a meta now. You hate this build? It's okay. I love this build, and I'm gonna sell you something that can counter it. So class, what counters missiles? Oh, is it skillful usage of terrain? Factually true, Timmy, but it's not the answer I'm looking for. D+. What? Oh, is it using a super fast mech to dodge everything? Are you fucking stupid? You're just delaying the inevitable. Dodging missiles only works when you're using those shitty pincer missiles. You're exiled from the suburbs. Get out of here. What counters missiles? More missiles. More explosive defense. Meet the Usurper. Explosive defense? Literally cannot get any better. Has a coral generator so it can remain on the air indefinitely. Pulse armor for even more defense. It has not only the siege missiles on the arms, but it also has 2 coral missile launchers. This thing is really fucking evil. Like, I could feel my alignment switching as I'm talking about it. Just float in the air, charge up the coral missiles, and just start firing your weapons on the enemy till they die. These coral missiles home in really friggin' well, and even a single direct hit will turn light ACs into an obituary. And you have 2 of these! So remember the thing about terrain? Yeah, let's get to the maps. Any map that has good terrain is what actually counters missile meta. Okay, but listen, the whole point of this guide is to make sure they can't frickin' do that. Terrain is a disadvantage for us scumfuck bastards, something skillful players can use to get a leg up from our strat, and something for us Mongo jongos to run into while playing. Don't play on maps that have these things, but if you absolutely have to, do not, I repeat, do not use missile kiters in these maps. You will get owned. We're going full tryhard, boys. I learned that long ago, if ninjas actually wore their shinobi garbs, which they basically never did, they'd probably choose dark midnight blue rather than black because pure black rarely happens in nature and therefore is easier to pick out in the night. With that being said, color all of your mechs this color. In the darker maps, you are not as easy to pick out when the fight gets really chaotic. Is this significant? Not really. It's like an extra atom's worth of advantage. But that is the life of an unskilled tryhard. We need every advantage we can loot from the garbage can to even the odds against better players. Finally, remember to spam side to side and forward boosters on your enemy's dead carcass to get that extra bit of emotional damage. Hey, the more angrier your opponent gets, the worse they play against these cheese strategies. Now that you have completed your training, I welcome my fellow scumbag tryhard into the fold.